Hello everyone. Welcome to Weekend Hatha for this week. Thanks for coming today. I don't know about you, but it's felt like quite a busy week, so I'm happy to be here and do some stretching and some breathing. So the class today is going to incorporate many of the things that we've covered in the previous couple of classes. And so we'll do an hour-long session today covering, comprehensive mix of all the different sort of categories of poses that we've been doing up to now. So as before, please feel free to always take child's pose if you're feeling tired. And I've had a few questions about this. In the joint movements, some people may find it difficult to sit upright with your legs straight out for that amount of time. So I think as you'll find, as you do this practice more often, your hamstrings will loosen and it won't be as much of a difficulty. But until that happens, feel free to sit against the wall while we do the joint movements portion, so that you can relieve some of the stress on your back. And yeah, please get in touch if you have any other questions about the practice. I'm happy to help. I've put music in the chat. Today's NTS link is for a show I've found recently called Ambient Abracadabra, which is quite a calm mix put together by a DJ in Copenhagen named Sophie Birch. So thank you to Sophie for putting together a mix to accompany our practice. And so let's begin. So let's just take a moment in our seated position. Taking some deep breaths and feeling our connection to the ground, arriving into this space. Maybe you've spent all week with your brain in 1,000 different places and moving in a bunch of different directions. But now, maybe you allow yourself to just be here now. Okay, let's start by extending the legs and doing some joint movements. And again, if you're wanting to, please find a wall to support your back. So curling the toes outward, exhaling, and flexing the toes inwards. Moving at a pace that works for you. We'll do each joint movement 5 times today. hopefully this will allow us a bit more time with the other poses. So let's move on to ankles now, pointing the toes outwards and flexing the feet inwards. Making sure your sits bones are having good contact with the mat and that you're not compressing any of your veins or nerves. And ankle rotations. So let's start in the clockwise direction, again, moving quite slowly. Three, 4, and 5, going in the other direction. Trying to find the maximum range of motion. Okay, and let's move on to the knees. So holding the leg from behind the hamstring and straightening the back. Let's inhale, straighten the leg. And exhale, bending. Inhale up. And when you're up, try to flex your feet and activate your toes as much as you can. You should really feel a nice nice stretch going through the hamstring. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rotations. So starting off in the clockwise direction. Exhaling on the way down and inhaling on the way up. And changing directions. Try to keep your back straight while you're doing this. I find when I start thinking about my leg, I start to forget about my back. And so it's hard to keep them all in focus at the same time. Okay, and now bringing the shin into parallel with the floor. And you can either be holding the right foot with the left hand, or else holding the right foot into your left elbow, according to your flexibility, and then the right knee into the right elbow, and moving back and forth, continuing to breathe. Feeling that stretch through the glute. Okay, and release. Shake out the legs. And holding the left leg with the hamstrings. Inhale, extend the leg up, and exhale down. Inhale up, activating the toes. Exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and 2 more times. And inhale up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And knee rotation in the clockwise direction. Exhaling on the way down and inhaling on the way up. I lost count, so let's do one more. And changing directions. And last one. Bringing the shin down parallel to the mat. Holding the left foot with either your right elbow or your right hand. And the left knee into the left elbow. Let's start to rotate. Keeping the back straight or as straight as possible. And we'll continue for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And shaking out the legs. Bringing the feet into butterfly. I'll turn towards the camera. And we'll start to move our legs up and down. Loosening up the hips. Again, making sure your sits bones have good contact with the mat. And that you're keeping your back straight. And moving your knees a bit more. Maybe trying to hit the knees onto the mat. Okay, and slowing down. Coming to a comfortable seated position. We'll raise the hands up over our head and do our fingers. So clenching the fingers. Exhale. And extending the fingers. Exhale, clench as hard as you can. Inhale, extend. Clench. Extend. Clench. And extend, and wrists. Just keep breathing. We'll do a 5, so maybe one more. And in the other direction. And now we move down to the shoulders. So inhaling, elbows forward and up, and exhaling back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. And continue at your own pace. We'll do 5. And changing directions. Inhaling and up. Exhaling and down. Really feeling a stretch through the front of your chest as you go up. And you should feel a nice stretch between your shoulder blades as you come down. Okay. And we'll do a bit of neck movements. So right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale up, left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale up, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale up, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale up, and let's go forward and back. Exhaling, chin down. And inhaling, chin up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And let's rotate, going clockwise. Continuing to breathe. And going in the other direction. Okay, great. And let's move on to the energy activation poses. So we'll start with rowing the boat. So sitting with your feet hip width apart. And reaching your arms up over your head. Exhaling, fold forward. And inhale, back and up. Exhale, and inhale, and continuing at your own pace. Let's do 10 at this speed, going forward. Keeping some activation in your toes. And let's do 5 at a slightly faster speed. Okay. And now going in the opposite direction. We'll do 10 at this speed again. few more. And now let's do 5 at a slightly faster speed. Great. And let's do some seated twists. So bringing your feet to the width of the mat, flexing your toes, and then bringing your left hand either to the shin, the ankle, or if you're able to, grab your right big toe, and keeping your back straight, extending the right arm behind you, and gazing back towards your right hand. And we'll take a few breaths here. Really feeling that twist through the whole side body. And switching sides. A few breaths on this side. And going back to the right side. Extending the fingers as far as you can. Really keeping them active. And to the left side. One more on the right side. And then we'll do a dynamic version of this pose. And the left side. And let's start to move into the dynamic. So inhaling on the right side, exhaling on the left side. Feeling like a bit of a corkscrew as you stretch both sides of the body. Let's do a few more on each side. And last one. Wonderful. So moving into cat-cow, coming into tabletop position, so bringing the wrists directly under the shoulders and the knees directly under the hips, and beginning the movement from the tailbone. So on an inhale, starting to tip the tailbone upwards, coming into cow. And exhale, tipping the tailbone downwards, coming into cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, feeling the stretch through the thoracic. And exhale, really feeling the stretch on the back side of the body. Maybe pushing up through the shoulders and tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale. And exhale. And now let's start to bring the leg into the pose to start the tiger pose variation. So inhale, lifting the knee up and over the head while you arch the back. And exhale, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Inhale, knee up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, up and back. For me, this really extends the stretch all the way into my lower back. And I also start to feel it in the front of my hip. Exhale, knee to the chest. One more time on this side. And exhale. And let's switch sides. Inhale, knee up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to the chest. A few more times. Inhale and exhale, bringing the knee down. So now we'll do a few hip openers. So bringing the right foot in between the hands and bringing the left knee off the mat. We'll just bounce our hips up and down. 20, 19, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bringing the left knee, foot in between the hands, and bouncing the hips up and down for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Bringing the left foot back to the right. Let's just come into child's pose for a moment. Catch our breath before we move on. Taking a moment. Okay, and starting to come back up. We've really gotten into all of the parts of the body now. So we'll start to move on to some more energetic poses. So coming into Malasana, squatting with your heels mat width apart. And if you're not able to do Malasana with your heels on the mat, feel free to come up onto your toes. It took me quite some time to be able to get into the pose with my heels on the mat, so be patient with yourself. And now we're going to try something called crow walking. So we'll extend our hands up over our head, come onto your toes, and we'll just walk forward to the top of the mat, and then head backwards. And we'll go forward one more time. I'm always falling all over during this pose. So if that's happening to you, don't worry. And arriving at the front of the mat, placing the hands down by the feet, and coming into a forward fold. Taking some deep breaths. Your heels should be about hip width apart. And you can use your hands to pull your torso farther down into the stretch. Maybe on the exhales, you're able to relax your hamstrings and go deeper. Moving your face ever so slightly towards your knees. One more breath. And on an inhale, standing up with a straight back and bringing the feet together. So now we'll do Tadasana, palm tree pose. So standing with your feet together, bring your hands together and interlace the fingers, flipping the palms outwards. And we'll reach our hands up over our head, really elongating the body as much as you can. Inhaling and exhaling, looking up at the sky. And on an inhale, coming up onto your toes, using that to make your body even longer. Ooh, trying to find the balance. Feeling your calf muscles activating. And on an exhale, bringing the heels back down to the floor. And now we'll do Tiryaka Tadasana, or swaying palm tree pose. So keeping the hands up over the head, we'll start to sway from side to side. Exhaling as you go over to the right. And inhaling, bringing yourself back up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up. Exhaling to the right. Really feeling the stretch through the side body. I love this pose. It gets right into the ribs. Inhaling up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. And now we'll hold On the right side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling up. And exhale to the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. And releasing the arms down to the sides, shaking them out. And we'll do a few sun salutations. So taking a moment to connect with the ground, feeling the mat under your feet. My body feels very alive from what we've done so far. I can feel it all the way down through my fingertips. Taking some deep breaths. And on an inhale, bringing your hands into Pranayama, prayer pose. Exhaling. Inhale. Arms up and back. Exhale. Padastasana. Hands down. Inhale, right foot back, Ashwasanchalanasana, feeling the stretch through your hip. Exhale, left foot back, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, Ashwasanchalanasana. Exhale, right foot forward. Fold forward, Padastasana. Inhale, arms up and back. And exhale, Pranayama. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back, knee down, chest up. Exhale, right foot back, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Pushing the hips down towards the mat. Exhale, hips up and back, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, Ashwasanchalanasana. Exhale, left foot forward, fold forward. Inhale, arms up and back. And exhale, Pranayama. So we'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, right foot back, Ashwasana. Exhale, left foot back, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, hips back, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot forward, Ashwasana. Exhale, right foot forward, fold forward, Padahastasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. And exhale, Pranamasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, Ashwasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, Ashwasana. Exhale, fold forward, Padahastasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. And exhale, Pranamasana. One more round. I'll only say the Sanskrit names this time so that we can get into more of a flow between the sequence. Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, Ashwasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, left foot, Ashwasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, Pranamasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, Ashwasana. Left foot back. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Parvatasana. Inhale, right foot forward, Ashwasana. Exhale, Padahastasana. Inhale, Asta Uttanasana. And exhale, Pranasana. Taking some deep breaths. Reconnecting with yourself. Dropping the hands to the sides. Okay, so now we're going to move into some seated positions and start to move towards Savasana. So to get down to the mat, we'll cross our legs and then try to sit down without using your hands. And then if you're able to, try standing back up without using your hands. Crossing your legs in the other direction, doing that again. Inhaling up, changing the cross again. Exhaling down, and we'll do that one more time. Inhale up, and coming back down to the mat. I find that that helps make the transition between standing and sitting. And so our first seated position will be Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So with your legs out in front of you, making sure you have good contact with your sits bones. We're going to bend forward from the hips rather than from the back. So bringing the arms up over the head and exhaling, reaching forward, reaching forward, reaching forward. And then bringing the hands down either to the shins, the ankles, the feet, wherever is comfortable for you to reach. And just starting to relax. I find forward folds to be quite calming. They really start to bring the energy back down. And with inhales, you can straighten your back. And exhale, try to come deeper into the pose. Trying to connect with your hamstrings and encourage them to release any tension, to let go a little bit so that you can ease your way deeper. And a few more breaths. And on an inhale, sitting up. And we'll do the counter pose to Paschimottanasana. So bringing your hands behind your hips with your fingers pointed towards your body. And on an inhale, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, allowing your head to tip back. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. We'll do a seated twist, and then a supine twist, and then it'll be time for Shavasana. So bringing your left foot under your right hip, and then crossing your right knee over your left leg. If this is too much for you, you can do the same pose, either with your right knee just bent and on the right side of your left leg, or crossing your right foot to the left side of your left leg. However works for your body. So inhaling and bringing the spine into a straight position, placing the right hand behind your right hip, stretching the left arm over the head, and then hooking the left arm to the outside of the right hip. And again, if that's too much for you, you can just hug the right knee into the chest with your left forearm. So going into the twist and gazing over your right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. On an inhale, you can straighten your spine. And on the exhale, go deeper into the twist. Really wringing your spine out like it's a dish towel or something. Inhaling as deeply as you can. And releasing the pose, coming back to center. Moving on to the other side, and again, the options are all the same. So you can either have the right leg extended out to the front and your left foot either to the left side or the right side of the right leg. Or if you're able to, you can go ahead and bend that right knee, putting the right foot under the left hip. And then to come into the twist, you can either hold the left knee with the right forearm, or extending the right arm over the head, and then hooking the right arm to the outside of the left knee, and gazing out over the left shoulder. Continuing to breathe. And on the inhales, straightening your back. And on the exhales, going deeper into the twist. Okay, and coming back into center. So we'll come to lay down on the mat. Maybe you take your knees to your chest and you rock a bit from side to side. Your body has worked very hard for you just now, and so giving it a little bit of massage to show your gratitude. And coming into a supine twist. So extending the arms out to the side, shifting your hips over to the left and dropping your knees to the right. Gazing out over your left shoulder. If you wish, you can bring your right hand to your knees to deepen the stretch. And just allowing yourself to relax. We'll stay here for about a minute. And bringing the knees to the other side, so shifting the hips a bit to the right. And allowing the knees to drop over to the left. Gazing out over the right shoulder, and if you wish, placing your left hand on your knees. Again, we'll be here for about a minute. And coming onto your back. And taking Savasana. Bringing your arms to your sides. Releasing any areas of tension in the body. having a look to see how your body feels after this practice. Allowing your breathing to slow down. Turning the gaze inwards. And dropping into that internal space. We'll be here for a few minutes. And starting to move your fingers and toes. And your ankles and your wrists. And reaching your arms up over your head. Making your body as long as possible. And rolling over to your left side, using your left arm as a pillow. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And pushing up into a comfortable position. Keeping your eyes closed. Taking a moment to feel gratitude for yourself, for what looks like a lovely day outside, at least here in London. To yourself for showing up and doing this class, and for all the other people who have done it with you. Bringing your hands together, rubbing them to generate some warmth. Spreading that to your face, to your neck, your arms, your abdomen, your legs, your feet. Rubbing your hands once again. Covering your face. Blinking your eyes behind your hands. And finally, dropping your hands away from your face and coming back into the world. Namaste. Hello. I hope that was enjoyable for everyone. I sure needed it today. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please follow the links below to join the mailing list in order to hear about the upcoming class times. And I hope to see you next week. It's my birthday this week, so I wanted to say happy birthday to all of the other Libras out there, and happy October, the beginning of fall. And so thanks again, and see you next time.